Hi, 2017 is flying by, so that means it is time to take a look at my goals and resolutions for the year and see how I'm doing so far. This video is also kindly sponsored by Skillshare, but more about that later. So even though I've set resolutions and goals pretty much every year for the last couple of years and I've made a video about it, I've never done a halfway through update. I have to admit, for a lot of my goals and resolutions, it sort of hits December and then I suddenly remember that I have them. So I thought this might be a good way to keep myself in check and remind me of what my actual goals were. One thing I did this year as well is that I wrote them down on a little list, which you can see right there. So every morning when I wake up, I can see them and I can physically cross them off, which is quite nice. So number one, as usual, is to read 50 books. Now I am a, solid member of the 5 books behind club. As is the case right now, I am on 21 books at the moment, according to GoodReads. And then I had 2 other reading specific goals. One of them was to read at least 25 books by BAME authors, which in case you haven't heard the term before means Black, Asian, and Minority Ethnic. So far I have read 6 and I have 2 on the go, so I'm a bit behind with that. I do have a big pile of books next to my bed that fall into that category as well that I'm ready to dive into, so I definitely think this is a very attainable goal for the year. Looking at my Goodreads for the year, actually, it's been really interesting that I've read quite a few LGBT books, which I have to admit in the past I hadn't read that many of, so if you'd like me to make a specific video recommending my favorite ones out of those, do let me know. My other reading goal was to read 5 Dutch books. As of now, I have not read any. Pretty bad, so I have to look into that as well. Then next up I had some creative goals. All of these started with the word launch. I don't know if I mentioned all of these in my goals and resolutions video. I figured I would have, but maybe some of these I just written down for myself. Anyway, I'll share them with you. They are launch some new series on my channel, launch some merch or like a product, launch a podcast, and relaunch my blog. What a lot of these had in common is that I needed to learn a lot of stuff to accomplish these. I figured that out pretty early in the year as I started on them, and I was like, I don't think I know all the things I need to know for this. And this is where Skillshare comes in. I think about a month ago I decided to invest in the Adobe Creative Suite. I'd had Photoshop before, but now I have Photoshop and Illustrator and InDesign. If you want to work in publishing, InDesign is a really good one to know, and I don't really know how to use it. And basically I feel like I kind of underestimated what I thought I needed to know. So I wanted to make a logo for my podcast and I was like, oh, I'll just do some drawing, this and that, I'll get Illustrator and figure it out. I opened Illustrator, messed around in it for an hour, got so frustrated that I just closed my laptop, put it away, and then tweeted about it. I got lots of really nice tweets from different illustrators and designers saying, you can do it! But I got quite frustrated with it and put it away for a while. And then a little while later, Skillshare got in touch and asked if I wanted to work with them. And I had actually heard about them before. My boyfriend, I think, has followed a couple of tutorials from there and I'd heard other people talk about it. So of course, my answer was yes. It is an online learning community where you can do lots of practical learning. They have lots of different categories, so it's stuff from leadership to practical ways of working, and also very hands-on stuff, so Illustrator 101, which I definitely need, but also very specific projects. So you would like to design a logo, this is how you go about it. I'm gonna leave lots of information in the description, but I'll also put some of the classes that I've been following in there. So it is free, but you can also get the premium membership for as low as $10 a month, which is I think approximately £7.50 in pounds. For that you get unlimited lessons and I think it's the full bank of over 15,000 classes. You can download the app on Android and iPhone, and if you'd rather teach than learn, that is also a possibility, so you can put your own lessons online. I also have a link in the description for a free 2-month trial for the first 100 people that sign up. Oh, and one of my other favorite bits is that if you take one of the classes and sort of go through the assignment, you can actually see all the projects that people have made while taking this class. There's also a little discussion-y forum where people can ask questions and have discussions. It just makes it feel really friendly and not like you're the only person trying to figure it out. So out of those 4 things I mentioned that I wanted to launch, here is how I've been doing. The merch is well on its way. I don't know if you saw on Twitter, but I have teamed up with Polly from Side Designs, whose stuff I've loved for years, and I remember buying a phone case like years and years ago. She is a lovely illustrator and she does all these lovely products, including some pins, and we have worked together on a bookish pin that says "Don't Crack the Spine." It will be out quite soon, hopefully before summer in the city, fingers crossed. But I'll leave a link in the description so you can check out the images and hopefully I can show you the finished result pretty soon. Then for the new series on my channel, I have launched the End of the World book club, which I'm mega excited about. There's 2 or 3 more series that I want to launch this year. We'll see how I get on with that, but that is a secret for now. For the podcast, plans have been made. I have been scheming. I need to basically record a first test episode because I've never really done it before, and then I need to design the logo, which, because I'm such a perfectionist, it's kind of the thing that I get stuck on, which is really annoying. I just need to go and do it. I also have a drawing tablet, which I've had for years and I've learned how to use more and more over the years, so hopefully that will get involved. And then finally for the blog, that exists now, booksandquills.co.uk. It will basically be travel and then London recommendations, including places to go, things to see, vegetarian food, stuff like that. At the moment there's only 3 posts up, but one of them is my favorite places in East London to buy succulents and cacti. So keep an eye on that, there will be more soon. I wanted to do more Pilates and yoga. I have done yoga twice this year. Not great. I'm doing yoga with Adrian. Basically, I figured out I need to do short bursts of it. If I have to do a 40-minute one, I just know I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to try and do some more 15-minute ones. Then I also wanted to buy more consciously. So sort of look at the places where I buy stuff, look at what I'm buying, and also not buy too much. I think I've been doing okay. I'm still ordering a lot of clothing online and then sending a lot of it back, which is from like ethical shops. So things like Thought and People Tree, but I still very often have a hard time finding stuff that fits right. But I think this year especially I found a lot of good basics, so like stripy shirts, leggings, shoes, things like that. I now have a go-to place where I can buy them and I can be happy with where I'm buying them from. I'm trying to get better at buying secondhand. I'm hoping that eBay will help me out with that. Then I also wanted to go to 3 new places in the UK, and I did that so soon in the year. I went to Exeter, there's a video up on my channel which you should go check out. Then I went to Whitstable by the seaside, which is lovely, with Marion. Lots of pictures that I put on Instagram, I think. And then I went to Northern Ireland with Jer, who's my boyfriend, and it was beautiful. Very hard to get taxis or transport. There were like 2 buses a day where we were, but it was absolutely gorgeous. And it was also around where they had filmed some of the Game of Thrones stuff, so there was like a Game of Thrones tour coming through. We went to the Giant's Causeway, which I would definitely recommend. And then finally I wanted to cook 20 new dishes. I think I've officially done 3. Most of these have come from this cookbook, Anna Jones's Modern Way to Cook, which I love, but hopefully I get to like make some desserts and make some more meals that I can maybe cook for friends as well. So that is definitely still a work in progress. One of the things I did that I was really proud of is that I made hummus from scratch with a blender that I got for my birthday, which was pretty good. Alright, so that is it for my goals and resolutions. I don't think I'm doing too badly. There's a couple where if I feel like I really get down to it and for the next like 2 or 3 months trying really hard, then I should be able to catch up with everything. Imagine if I could cross off all the things on the list. That'd be so good. Usually I'm kind of like a half and half person, but I'm gonna go for it. I would love to know if you have any goals you set at the beginning of the year and how you're doing with it so far, or if you have any goals for like now until the end of the year, and if there's anything you want to launch creatively. Alright, I think that is it for this video. Oh, I wanted to do a quick shout out to the channel that I have with Marion, which is called Derpina Mode, all about cruelty-free beauty and skincare and some other lifestyle things as well. So go check that out if you're interested. youtube.com/derpinamode, and I will talk to you soon. Doei!